Hey guys, it's Dante again. You're gonna be touring here with me today. Usually I'm behind the camera recording Joe as we're touring these homes, but it is his birthday, so he's having his lunch with my mom, and I get to be the one excited to be here with you guys today. So let's get into it. We're here at the Regent Park community by Wilson, here on Shepherd and Sunnyside. Great area. We have neighborhood parks. We're close to tons of shopping. We're close to the freeway, and we're close to the Clovis Community Hospital, and we're in the prestigious Clovis Unified School District. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right, everyone, here we are. We're now inside, and as you can see, we have a pretty wide hallway that opens up into the common areas down there. But for now, let's head right here. And as soon as you walk in through the door, you can see you have a door that has the nice frosted textured glass. So that way it's harder to be transparent and you can see the people outside better than they can see in. You have the extra wide doors, you have the tall ceiling, recessed lighting up there. And down here we have that tile flooring that looks like wood and some baseboards along the edge of the wall. So as we turn left, immediately coming in through the door, we're greeted by our coat closet. And directly to my left, this is the only downstairs bedroom. So this person has the honor of being nearby the front door and greeting all the guests. And the nice thing about this bedroom is that when we come in here, we have a little bit of a walk-in closet here. A little bit of an extended closet, recessed lighting. Of course, we always point out that there's an extra shelf that you can, there's room for an extra shelf should you wish to add in more space and make the most of the space you have. And now we come in, and here we are in the first bathroom. Single vanity, extra wide cabinets here. Let's open one of these bad boys up. There you go, extra wide cabinets, 2 drawers, and we have the soft close. This house is move-in ready again. And so we come in here, we have our 2 towel hooks, a toilet, and we just have a shower only instead of a tub. And this shower does have a little bench for you to sit down, a little shelf to put space for a bottle or soap. And you have your window up there and your shower head. This is pretty tall. I go through a lot of bathrooms and I have to duck. I'm 6'2", so I have to duck and fit under the shower head a lot of times. But on this one, I don't even need to try it. It's perfect height, it hits me. Unfortunately, if you're taller than 6'2", you're out of luck here, sorry. All right, and as we come out of the bathroom, we approach the rest of the house. Let's turn right real quick. We have our garage here, 2-car garage. You can see we have our water heater. And one thing I've noticed in this community is they put the little post there, cement post, to make sure that it is not accidentally hit by a car. And over to the right, we have our electrical panel and the solar battery. There's that. And to our left, we have the stairs. And we'll be going up that in a second after we go through the rest of the downstairs area. And wow, look at that. So as is the theme recently, we have our open layout here. And as you can see, let's start with the kitchen. As you can see, a large island here in the center, quartzite. And this quartzite has more of a sandy look and pattern, more like you're at the beach. We have outlets at the end. We have our General Electric dishwasher. And we have your garbage disposal attached. Close that. Farmhouse sink. And this one also has that little, almost like texture on the inside. So you have your sink, and this is like a texture on the inside. I'm not sure what it's for, maybe to protect the metal. a little more durable. And you have your Moen faucet, extendable, has this little hook. Perfect. And then as we come over here, we have our 2 sets of outlets, also with the USB, so if you don't have your block, you can just plug those in. And we have our dining room right here, which is actually quite spacious. It's definitely wider than it is longer if you're looking at it from this angle. So if you have a rectangular table, you could make it work like this and have less space between here and the island. Or you could put it horizontally. Even if the table comes up to this wall right here, it'll still be wider than it is longer. So it'll probably make more sense if you have a rectangular table to go from left to right here. And you can see we have our chandelier here at the top. And these blinds are included with the home. And you can see we have cabinets. This is rare. Cabinets all the way, and counter space from the wall in the dining room all the way down over here in the kitchen, and it wraps around a little bit. So if you guys are like me and you like hosting parties, having family over, friends after church, there is a ton of space here to set out spaces for food right there by the dining table. Plenty of prep area if you want to keep them separate. You have the counter space right here if people are eating. And then of course, I've seen some people have the couch. This is a big living room. So I've had people put the couches and then add more tables and chairs behind the couches as well. And if we turn over here, we have our pantry. A trend that we've noticed in a lot of recent new constructions is that they'll have what we like to call a Harry Potter closet underneath the stairs. This house, they decided to instead drop the Harry Potter closet and instead incorporate it into a larger pantry. I love this. It's a nice shape, and this is a pretty decent walk-in. You have space to come inside, have things on the floor. It's not, your door isn't butting right up against the shelves. And you have space to the right. And again, we continue our trend with General Electric appliances. So here we have our General Electric fridge, which is included, our microwave, our oven, our range, and you have the little ventilator. Ventilation. Here's a look inside the fridge. Okay, let's have a little bit of resistance. You can see they have shelving here above the fridge. Again, I'm 6'2". I'm barely reaching that top shelf. I can barely see just whatever is right here at the front. Here I can see all the way in, but for most people you'll need a stool to get in there. These are going to be the items that you don't use every day, but you still want to keep in the kitchen at hand, ready to use. And also, these cabinets are very close to these extended ceilings. So these top shelves over in the regular cabinets too are just as high. I can barely reach, stand on my tiptoes, I can grab whatever's there. And one thing you'll notice is, again, these are soft close, but one thing you'll notice is that this cabinet on the corner, it's a little tucked away. You'll probably want to keep this section clear so you can reach back and grab that if you even use that. But one thing you'll notice is the top, plenty of room, right? But the bottom comes out further than the top layers for that counter space, and it extends all the way to the back. So these are extra deep. You can fit a lot more on these bottom drawers. And these don't have the pull-out shelvings, but there's plenty of space. As we mentioned, it goes all the way to the wall. So I don't see you running out of space anytime soon. Love those soft closes. And here above the microwave, one big cabinet. And this one, usually we'll see this extend all the way to the top of the ceiling, so that way the fumes from whatever you're cooking can escape. This one, it just takes up room on the bottom shelf, and it looks like it probably exits out of the side of the house, which leaves you free to use this space up here. That top shelf, that is quite a stretch. I can barely reach my hand up to let the camera see in there. You're definitely going to need a stool or a ladder or something, especially for my short kings. All right, guys, that is all for the kitchen, recessed lighting. Oh, I did want to mention that this is more of like a sand at the beach look. It doesn't show up super well on camera, but you can see that this is the white backsplash. So there's a significant difference, but they complement each other really well when you step back and look at them as a whole, especially with these black cabinets. And the paint as well on the walls is more of a beige than a white. And one thing I've noticed in this house is let's count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 outlets all along the top part of the cabinets. So you are definitely in good hands. You will not run out of space anytime soon. If you're like me and you use a blender, a crock pot, coffee, milk frother, no matter how many appliances, you will have space, you will have room, you'll have a place to plug them in. And as we come over here into this massive living room, we can see that we have recessed lighting throughout. Plenty of natural lighting is getting let in by this massive window over here. Another big window right here. 2 windows, your TV will probably go either right there or right here. So 2 windows, a 3rd window in the corner. And just like the other house that we saw in this community, the lavish double door open. So most sliding glass doors by default just have half of this, and they'll let you through, one half will slide through. This one is a double. So what you'll notice is when you open these bad boys up, yeah, that is incredible. Talk about letting in fresh air. If you just had those screen doors closed, that is a ton of room to let in fresh air and enjoy that wood, that smell after a fresh rain. I love opening the windows and smelling that fresh rain and getting some ventilation in your living room without kicking in the AC. And you can see you have a sizable patio here. Covered patio, cemented, recessed lighting. So if you want to have your coffee and your table, chairs out here to have coffee, dinner, whatever, if you like being in the fresh air, this is set up perfectly for you. We have our sidewall over here with garage access. And look at this, guys. This backyard is good size. We're on a 5,500 lot. This is big. This is a rare sight in new construction these days. Many new constructions don't have it. And even just in this community, the fact that this is 2-story allows you to make the most of the lot size. Even if you look right next door, you can see that while it's still a decent size, it's a lot smaller. It's less than half, it's about half the size. It's about half the size in the back. From the wall to the back of the house, to the fence, it's about half the size of the yard. We have our AC unit right here. You can see we have our tile roofing. There's our vent for the range. Plenty of space over here. This is quite wide. That's there. So you're not hemmed in and cramped next to your neighbors. This side, it's a little bit closer. And as we step back in, you can see there's a little bit of a step up or step down if you're coming from inside. I'll close that later. And as we come up the stairs now, remember we had 1 bedroom and 1 bathroom downstairs. That bathroom did have a shower only and a toilet, along with the vanity. Our master bedroom's right here. We're gonna look at that last. Boom, look over here. That's one thing that I love about this floor plan. One thing we've noticed in a lot of 2 stories is that they'll have the second story overlooking the first story. So what that means is normally right here, instead of see how we went around in a spiral to the top, normally just you'll be looking over and here's the living room or here's the foyer or whatever, whichever part of the house it is, it's easily letting through the sound and the noise. So if people are downstairs, if they're watching something or if they're talking, just people gathering, there'll definitely be someone's up here trying to relax and have some privacy. It's letting all the noise and all the sound up here. If you're watching 2 different things, maybe someone wants to watch the game in peace and someone wants to play video games or watch a soap opera or whatever. You don't want to be sharing the sounds of whatever you're watching or whatever you're playing, or even if you're just gathering, you don't want to be sharing that sound. I like this because that sound gets blocked by so many walls and so many obstacles that these are separate. And even when you go down into the hallway, it's around the corner to get to the main living room and to get to the kitchen and dining room. So you have plenty of separation here, allows you to enjoy the privacy and truly have 2 different living areas where you're doing different things and you don't have to decrease the quality of your activity to be mindful of others. Again, so back to the loft. Here we are again, 2 windows right there in the corner and then a small little window right here. So right here you can see that they can have an entertainment center, so TV, whatever, and maybe some couches along the edge. Or one thing that I saw in another new construction is that someone actually made this like a work or desk common area. So they had a long table all along the center of the room with all these chairs, and it was just set up so everyone can come here and do their homework together, or do their studying together. Maybe mom and dad are working and the kids are doing homework, or everyone's collaborating, doing a family game night. Maybe they're playing video games, drawing, whatever it is. This is definitely a communal area where people can just come out of their bedrooms and all gather in one place, be relaxed, let down, without having to walk all the way down the stairs and gather. And another thing that's nice about this setup is that this allows you to, maybe you have younger kids and they leave more of a mess, or maybe they have some toys out, or you just want to store a bunch of video games or board games. This allows you to let this one be a little more casual layout, while downstairs can be reserved and kept clean for when guests are over. So many options, so much versatility in these loft areas. I love them. You have a nice strong railing right here so kids can't fall. Easy installation for a baby gate. And we come down here the hallway. Space for linens. These bottom ones are bigger, and you can see that the soft close is prevalent throughout the house. So these are bigger on the bottom, so you have more space. And let's go ahead and open up our first bedroom upstairs. So this is the second bedroom overall. Same size as the bedroom downstairs, but if my suspicions are correct, yep, this is a standard size closet. So you don't have that same walk-in closet that the downstairs bedroom had. Same thing right over here, it's a twin. 2 windows right there in the corner, let you look out on the street. And this one does have the walk-in closet. So bedroom 3 has a walk-in closet. Bedrooms 1 and 3 have the walk-in closet, and bedroom 2 is fresh out of luck. Here we go, we have attic access, recessed lighting as is common throughout the house. You have a shelf right here where you can put bedding or towels. There's even space, again, if you wish, you want that extra space instead of piling a precarious mountain of stacked clothes, you can add a secondary shelf and still have plenty of room. Right here we have that same quartzite countertop, a little bit of backsplash, outlets, and this is pretty big space down here. If you want them put away out of sight, out of mind, have your drawers right here. And then you have your washing machines. The washer and dryer are included here in this community. Of course, if you have your own, you can get rid of these and bring those in. But it is nice to have brand new appliances. These are smart friendly, so you can connect them to the rest of your smart home devices. And now let's get out of here. And we have bathroom number 2 finally. So this will be shared by these two bedrooms right here. You have a dual vanity. So if people are trying to get ready at the same time, they have the freedom to do so. You can see cabinet, 3 drawers in the middle. That's pretty standard with a dual vanity. And of course our soft close. We have Kohler sinks and Moen faucets. We get back to our tile floor. So downstairs we have the tile flooring throughout the whole downstairs, except for the bedroom. And then up in the second story, we have entirely carpet, except for the laundry room and the bathroom. And this is doored off. So if someone's showering, the others can still get into the bathroom, finish getting ready, brush their teeth, whatever, brush their hair, whatever they need to do. And I love these tall ceilings. It really adds to the room. It makes you feel it makes you feel like you have space to expand and enjoy your space. And here we have just a regular insert. So yeah, so here we have a standard insert tub and shower. Space along the ledge for any bottles. And again, these shower heads are nice and tall. So my tall people are not hunched over, developing back pains while they're showering. And here we get to the master bedroom. And I don't know if you've noticed, but that door is actually, it's bigger than the normal doorways. So it's both taller and wider. So we have our supersized door and we walk in. I think this is the room with the most light. Come on now. Huge double window, just like we saw downstairs in the dining room. And we have 2 side windows over here, narrows. And this one, honestly, the way this bedroom is set up, we walk into some bedrooms and there's only one way to set up the room with the way that it was designed. Here, you definitely have options. They do have the cables there, so it, of course, would be easiest to have your TV here, maybe a little media center, sit on top of a media center like you do in the living room, because there is space, or a dresser. Have 2, honestly, 2 dressers right there, have the TV on top. Or you could put your bed there and have the TV here or on this wall. There's options here. Probably wouldn't put it here though, with the bedroom door there. But there's definitely options, outlets on every wall. Thermostat, so you can control the temperature directly from your room without leaving your sanctuary and going to the rest of the house. And in addition to the center light, you have 2 recessed lightings. Yep, this is a great space, as you can see. Let's step into the bathroom now. Let's see what we have over here. So we have our Jack and Jill sinks, and these are separated by the bathtub here. So each person has their own cabinet, their own 2 drawers. They have their own sink and counter space, their own mirror, their own lights, window, tub here in the middle, separating them. And then over here you have extra cabinet. So if you want to use it for a towel and linen space, closets, for this master bedroom, you're welcome to. Or if you're like my sister and you have a ton of products for your hair routine or your makeup routine, you have an amazing amount of extra storage to do that with, to work with here. And now we get into our shower. The tile doesn't go all the way up to the ceiling, but I love that it's nice and tall. So you won't be getting any water. You shouldn't be getting any water up here on the paint. And again, you have that tall shower head. This one, I like that it has the recess here, so you can put your products here. And you could make 2 people fit in the shower. There is a little step right here. So there's a little step, you have to watch your step. Of course, that will end up being replaced. Not sure what happened there. And you have your glass door. Right there, pretty standard shower. We have our water closet right here, and it does close. And we come over here, the place everyone wants to see, our master closet. Walk in, this is a decent size. You have space to the right, and you have space to the left. You can see the door can fully open. And of course, once again, you can put extra shelving if you so choose. Most people like to install the coat, those wooden bars for the coats to hang on, or your suits. And you switch back into carpet for the closet because we were in tile down here. All right, guys, now let's get into what the pricing looks like on this home and what this community has to offer. All right, guys, let's get into the pricing. So I have my notes here on my phone. Let's start. So first of all, this is actually going to be a gated community. So you have that increased security. You have the comfort and privacy. And honestly, you have to come into the neighborhood a ways. So it's not likely that people will be here just driving through without belonging. So you actually have to come in. So from the Dry Creek trailhead that we have, which is a great feature to be close by, you can go for runs, hikes, bike trails. Clovis is really good at having trails all along here, and that trailhead allows for easy gatherings or to meet up and do joint runs. You also have a park just outside the gate. If you come out the community and you take a right, we have a park right there that you can gather at, hold celebrations, or just meet up at. Okay, without further ado, let's get into it. So this is the 2568. It's on a 5510 square foot lot. So as we saw in the video, that's quite large. You can fit a lot, and you have the addition of the patio there. This one is 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, and we have a 2-car garage. Plus you have that loft area that is a nice bonus to always have. This one is starting around $645,000 to $650,000, and this is of course a 2-story. Now that price does not include the solar. So solar is $14,000 to $17,000, and of course you can put your incentives down towards that, or towards the closing cost, or towards buying down the rate, or adding a little bit from each one. Right now there's a $25,000 incentives, but reach out to us because these incentives change week by week, literally, and the good ones can change just a little bit. So we work with all the builders, and the whole spiel. We work with all the builders, we talk to them every day, every week, and we know exactly we tailor and customize which plans can suit each buyer. Each person has a different situation. Everybody has things they're looking for and things they're avoiding. So reach out to us. We're the experts. Our job is to take in all this information, constant studying, constant keeping up to date, and tailor and bring you guys what's easy to understand, the best deals, the best times, in a way that's easy to understand and grasp. So the solar comes with a battery already included. We saw that in the garage. The batteries are great because they allow you to store in the excess energy that you produce that you aren't currently using at the moment. So that saves you a lot on your bill. There are also some lease options, so reach out to us and find out what works best for you. It was a pleasure going on this tour with you guys today. Thank you for joining us. Subscribe, like below. We have great content coming at you guys every Saturday at 10 a.m. And there should be some links to more videos right above my head here. Look forward to seeing you guys next week.